It's time for Meet the Creator with David Gruba. Gruba, he owes me money.
Hey kids, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time for another Meet the Creator, and today we're being joined by
David Gruba.
David Gruba. David Gruba is a writer here on the South Side. He's done a bunch of books, including the upcoming, or whenever you watch this, the already out, Bride of the Wolfman. But he's done a lot of other work too, including what else?
I've done White Knife,
Okay.
Gondor, Son of Olympus,
Okay.
and I also put out a short story collection called Gruba Fiction.
Okay. Gruba Fiction. That's a smaller one.
Yeah, it's a
Like
a
digest.
zine-sized book, and it only has 4 short stories in there. But it was my way of, it's kind of like a writer's sketchbook to me. You know, you go to these shows and artists always have sketchbooks that they sell. Well, I needed something to promote my work, so I did a little writer's sketchbook.
So I want to ask you about your books, but tell me about, what was that middle one? Gondor,
Son of Olympus.
Son of Olympus. Tell me about Gondor, Son of Olympus.
Gondor, Son of Olympus is a funny book, and it came about through lots of different things. It had to do with playing Dungeons & Dragons in high school. It had to do with my experience working at Brown's Chicken. And it's actually, I always tell people it's a comical combination of Greek mythology and fried chicken.
Greek mythology, well, that's quite a combination. That's quite a combination.
The story is a 2-part story called Deep Fried in Greece,
Deep fried in Greece.
as in
As
country.
in ancient Greece.
Yes.
Okay, and deep fried.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Okay. Now, the other one was White Knife.
White Knife, yes.
White Knife. What's White Knife? Now, White Knife, does that go with the other books so that it's grease and chicken?
No,
and
actually,
cutting
White
with a
Knife is
and-
totally different than
Oh,
the other
okay.
books. White Knife is my serious book,
Okay.
and that one's about a Cheyenne Indian from the 1830s who, while defeating an evil shaman, he's cursed with everlasting life. He's still alive today, hunting down the descendants of the shaman. The story is told in the past and the present, so you learn all about White Knife while the present storyline is going on. It's a mini-series.
Mhm.
And only the first issue is out right now from Instant Press.
Now, is he a superhero or?
Not, I wouldn't really call him a superhero. I mean, he's very hard to kill. I wouldn't really call him undead either. It's kind of a strange thing, but he is very hard to kill. Let's put it that way. He's a tough cookie.
Okay. and the other one you mentioned was Gruba Fiction.
Gruba Fiction, yes.
Gruba Fiction. Tell the folks a little bit about Gruba
Well,
Fiction.
as a writer, I started out writing short stories, and one of my biggest heroes is Robert E. Howard,
Okay.
creator of Conan.
Yeah.
And I always liked all the pulp stuff, and so my writing style was mostly like pulp type stories, and so I've been writing short stories over the years, been published in some minor publications, but I thought I had some stories. I thought, well, this is my opportunity to show people my work, let people read them. So I decided to produce my own little book and pretty much sell them at shows and such, you know.
Yeah. Now, you said Robert E. Howard was one of the people who were your influences.
That's correct.
What are some of your other influences? I mean, you talk about the pulps. Is Doc Savage and the Shadow and the Avenger also, or is it more contemporary?
It was
Right,
well, it was a
right.
variety. Like I was exposed to Robert E. Howard through a friend, and I really liked it and started reading everything by him. And the thing I think is there's a big misconception about Robert E. Howard is everybody just connects him to Conan, but he wrote westerns, he wrote Tales of the Sea, he wrote horror stories. I mean, he just wrote all kinds of stuff, and he was published. And so
Conan was his big thing.
was his biggest
which
thing.
overshadowed everything
right,
else.
and he was best known for it. But he wrote all kinds of stories, and so that always appealed to me, and it led me to some other pulp type stories and stuff. But he's the one that's always stood out to me, and I feel like my style was influenced by him.
Okay. What other things do you have planned for the future? I know that your big thing is Bride of the Wolfman.
Yeah, right now, Bride of the Wolfman.
But is that pretty much it, or do you have other irons in the fire? In the future?
Actually, White Knife is still being worked on. As I said, that's a mini-series. Only the first issue is out. And coming up, I have a couple other titles that we're working on. We want to do more Bride of the Wolfman.
Okay.
There's another mini-series called Squirrel and the Girl, which kind of combines both my styles of writing. It's action book with humor.
Okay.
Not necessarily for kids, though, not an all-ages book.
It's funny you mentioned Robert E. Howard as one of your influences, but you're Bride of the Wolfman, and you've mentioned the other book about how much you enjoy doing humor.
Right.
Robert E. Howard isn't really known for his humorous works, but that's still a big influence for you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the
Anyone else like George Carlin or Richard Pryor?
no,
anyone,
not really.
anyone else?
I think it's more like like growing up with cartoons. I love cartoons.
Ah,
and
okay.
so that's kind of my influence for the funny stuff.
Okay, so Warner Brothers and the
yeah,
Harvey
yeah,
cartoons
Looney
and all that
Tunes,
stuff.
yeah, all those. Even and like currently, I still watch cartoons. I love Venture Brothers and
Venture Brothers is great. I
mean,
love Venture Brothers too.
So I mean, there's still a lot of good cartoons out there. So I've always liked cartoons. So that's where the cartoon stuff comes from.
Okay. Anything else going on?
Right now, no, we're just looking forward to next year. I also work as editor for Instant Press Comics.
Oh, okay.
So we have other titles that are coming out next year that I'm working on also that are not my books.
Okay.
So we've got, a lot of work ahead of us for that too. And I recently learned how to letter comics, so I've been doing some lettering. So
Triple threat man.
Yeah, so
writer,
everything
editor,
right there, yeah.
and letterer.
This way I can put my own words in the book,
Yeah.
So. But so we have other projects in the works for next year by other artists and such too. So
Okay, cool.
looking forward to it.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Dave. Be sure to stop off at Dave's website, actually the Instant Press website, www.instantpresscomics.com, okay, to find out more about Instant Press, about what Dave's doing, and of course about Bride of the Wolfman. Okay, until next time, this is Comic Book Man saying